Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
Fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
Is that crap?
Dahil mihi Anglican police service left.
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for crumb's sake.
Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. As my grandpa would say, I guess you know who you are. Good to have you here. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning. We've got a lot to do, a lot of things happening. Can somebody please keep an ear to the ground for Tennessee, Franklin, Tennessee, in case anything happens out there? Little hearing should be starting about the time we start court here in Georgia. Probably nothing spicy. Nothing spicy, but I'm curious. Welcome to Red Pen, our incredible moderator who was first in chat today. Congratulations, Red Pen. We're happy you're here. We're happy you're first. In addition to everything else you do, and there's a lot, you're now also the internet owner. Everything IP related worldwide is your responsibility. But I know you're capable. The law is nuts today. So much happening. Oh my goodness! Between Karen Reed filing motions, all the political stuff that's going on, breaking, and that's going to be fun. We've got Whistling Diesel showing up in Tennessee court for a tax evasion charge or two. He did make a killdozer, and he's joked about asking. Well, I think he's joking. He's joked about asking all his 10.2 million subscribers, can anyone help me transport it to the courthouse? Because it is 155,000 pounds. It's heavy. It's heavy. Now, for those that want to know how much that weighs, that's basically like 3 truckloads full of equipment, give or take a little. A 40,000 pound load. That's a respectable load for a semi driver to pull. It's 3 of those. It's not something you can just move easily. I'm sure you've got bridge capacity issues to take into account. So I really doubt it's going to be in Franklin today, but it could. So anyway, it's going to break the road. Yeah, it's going to break the road. Let's see, a couple things. We've got court that's going on, obviously here in Georgia. We'll be there in just a little bit. I've got a little something you've got to hear from Judge Middleton, and then I'll tell you a brief story if we can just play that. Judge, are you ready to share, so to speak? Turn that off. Turn that there, and this up. Ready 7 or ready 8? There we go.
I told Lupita I baked those chocolate chip cookies. I just put them in the Yoder's packaging for safekeeping.
All right, so Judge did not actually make the cookies. He put them in a Yoder package. I have a story about cookies this morning, and about Mrs. R.A. Some of you know that Mrs. R.A. is making a batch of cookies every day, pretty much between now and Christmas, for us to give away to locals. Sorry guys. I hate to tease you with this, but we've already made the list. It's a short list, but we're giving away trays of cookies with a whole bunch of varieties of cookies on them, which is fun. We love it. It's the Christmas season. Lets us go out and say hi to our neighbors and friends and stuff. And this morning, as she was mixing like a double batch of chocolate chip Twix contraption, I don't know what exactly went into it, but I know there was like some candy bar of some sort that was part of the mix. He went bang. That's the sound it made. It went bang. And we're talking about a Bosch mixer. And I'm like, are you all right? You know, my son in the other room, you okay, Mom? And she's like, I just broke a cookie paddle. Now, cookie paddles are made out of ABS plastic. And they come in a pair. And this Bosch universal mixer turns them around and it churns up the batter and mixes everything up. The Bosch does not break. The Bosch is one of those things that will survive a nuclear holocaust. The Bosch has, like, it's invincible. I don't know how they make them. Bosch made their mixers absolutely incredible. And so as I was ordering more cookie paddles, 2 more sets to be exact, this morning for delivery tomorrow morning, it just struck me that I've done this before. That we've broken a cookie paddle before, and in fact, this would be the 6th and the 7th set of cookie paddles that we have broken. I say we that have been broken while Mrs. R.A. was making cookies. Normally, when the paddle breaks, everything has to be thrown away because you've got a piece of ABS plastic that's now in the cookie dough, which is not good. And I took it very carefully. I took a spoon, I scraped through, and I found there's one piece, and I put it back together. I've got everything. I saved the cookie batch, and I ordered new cookie paddles. So anyway, that's my story this morning. Good morning. There's a lot going on. We have to sing happy birthday to all those who are celebrating today, because
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day! Welcome to Wednesday. That was too high. 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Awesome.
No, Mrs. R.A. wants 2 thumbs down.
My mom says 2 thumbs down. That's what he said.
Mrs. R.A.
He said, Mrs. R.A. says 2 thumbs down. It was bad. We've had better, for sure. Let's instead go straight to the birthdays. Save our voice for the singing, right? Everyone, if you can join with me, we've got Ayden, Beth, Chardmonster, Josie, and Melanie, who are celebrating their birthday today. Ayden, Beth, Chardmonster, Josie, and Melanie. Is it Melanie or Melanie? I think it's Melanie. I'm going with Melanie unless you tell me differently. All right. Yes, 2 out of 10, 4 out of 10. I realize it was bad, but fewer complaints on my ears thing this morning. Everyone stand up, deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbor, warm up with me if you will. La 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 la. Samantha says Melanie. Capital A if it's Melanie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ayden, Beth, Chardmonster, Josie, and Melanie. Happy birthday to you. I went with Melanie. Is that right? I hope it's right. First try. I've not seen any complaints yet. Well, there's a little delay. To everyone who's celebrating... Melanie is pronounced Melanie on the form. Okay. I don't know if that's Melanie. See, I can't read. I should just stop there. I just can't read. So hopefully I got it right. Melanie or Melanie, happy birthday. To everyone who's celebrating their birthday today, happy birthday. Kill me as well. It's just names are so hard. Melanie. Thank you. First try. To everyone celebrating happy birthday. I realize there are a million places you could be, a million people you could have celebrated with. You chose to be here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully you can turn that joy back to you. Make your day a little more special, or begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP Village, and Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's House, Andy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. Woo! There we go. We got it in. Practice that in front of the mirror. Just kidding. I don't have a mirror. I mean, in the bathroom there's a mirror, but I don't have one in my bedroom to practice in front of her. Thought we were avoiding Waffle House. Well, we're sort of forgiving them. We think it's just that one location that could be the problem. Happy birthday. Thank you to the dancers, everybody who was rocking it. drum solo. Everyone join with me on the drum solo. We're going to finish this song off right. This song will stop, but the party never stops. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y'all are professional drummers now. Go ahead and put an ad in Craigslist because you're ready. You're ready for the big time. And speaking of ready, we are ready to go to court and hear what the judge has for us today. I'm gonna try. Every morning it's just a guessing game. Is this going to be the day they fix the audio, or that they crank the audio, or what? So I'm going to start with the limiter just so it doesn't blow our eardrums out. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little high-pass filter on it, and we'll just assume that that's enough. We might have to make it go, we might have to do a whole bunch of changes, but that's our starting position as far as audio goes. Let's see. And, of course, we're going to get our backup audio. We do have a palate cleanser available today as well, by the way. A little something that happened in Judge Simpson's court yesterday with a landlord-tenant issue, which we have sort of been following. So when we get a break, probably lunch break would probably be the best place for that one, because it's a little bit longer than a 10-minute break. Oh, big news. Brian Walsh, they've seated 9 jurors, 9 on day one, which means we could be there by the end of today. I don't know if they'll start the trial earlier. The judge sort of hinted at that they're going to be ready. Originally, she said we weren't going to get any evidence until December 1st. So, all right. Barbara Taft, you are in fact an OG. You were before the Murdoch trial. That would put you in right around the Darrell Brooks trial. That's about the order it went in. See, did I miss a message? I think I did. Autobody Gal, member for 19 months on the jury. Happy birthday to our birthday people today. Happy hump day. Love you all. Autobody Gal, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Love it. 19 months. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. So yeah, nine is great. Hang on. Ooh, check this out. This is from Courtroom Confidential. They just posted this major announcement. It's members only. I'm sorry, I can't read. Josh is doing big things. I'm sorry, I don't want to spoil it. He's got a members only message. Yes, Massachusetts via Brian Walsh has seated 9 jurors. It's a little loud. Glad I had the limiter on. Meg Osborne, had to go back to my roots. Parrots. I love it. Love the picture. Picture looks great. That is an old one. I do remember that one. I mean, not old, but I remember that one from a long time ago. Or something similar. Good morning, Your Honor. Welcome. Hope you're doing great. The kettle is back. Let me see if we can get rid of the kettle. It takes a little bit of time to get rid of the kettle.
Good morning, everyone. I am Judge Sonia Brown. I am the presiding judge for this criminal bench trial for the state of Georgia versus Matthew Scott Lanz, 22-9-00922. We are present here in the open courtroom, present of the court, the clerk, the court reporter, Mr. Lanz, who's represented by Attorney Jimmy Berry, and the state is represented by Assistant District Attorneys Green and Horowitz. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Judge.
Hope everyone is well this morning. Before we proceed with the state's next witnesses, is there anything that we need to put on the record procedurally or concerning any issues that you all would like to make a part of the record?
Procedurally, I have an idea that probably we'll finish the state's side of the case today.
Okay.
If we do that, I would like to be able to have overnight to discuss with my client whether he's going to testify.
Okay, that's fine.
So if we, whenever they finish, stop for the day and give us.
That's fine. That's state.
That's no problem, Your Honor. I actually think we'll probably be close to 5 o'clock anyway,
Okay.
so it shouldn't be an issue at all.
Okay, that's fine. And as we can discuss scheduling throughout the day and see where we are with everything that we need to do. All right. Is there anything else that we need to put on the record or you all would like to discuss with the court?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. The state, you may call your next witness.
At this time, the state calls Charles Needham.
Okay, give me a second. We're gonna pause and get everything synced up. Ready? We're gonna pause for just a second. All right. We actually have to rewind just a little bit and recall the witness. Is that okay? So we'll match up the audio.
That's fine. And as we can discuss scheduling throughout the day and see where we are with everything that we need to do. All right. Is there anything else that we need to put on the record or you all would like to discuss?
Jen Pookie, 28 months. OG. Thank you very much for the well wishes for Josh.
All right. This state, you may call your next witness.
At this time, the state calls Charles Needham.
Birdie B, member for 14 months. Wishing you love, comfort, and healing, Josh. Love sent to you all. Thanks for keeping me going. That is awesome. Birdie B, thank you. Okay, we're going to bring back the video in just a second.
You raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. Would you please have a seat for me and once seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
Yes, my first name is Charles, Charles. Last name is Needham, Needham.
All right, thank you. Attorney Horowitz, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. All right, good morning. How are you employed?
I currently work for the City of Lawrenceville Police Department.
In what capacity?
I'm the sergeant over the training unit.
And how long have you been with the Lawrenceville Police Department?
I started in March 17th, 2023.
Now, prior to Lawrenceville, did you have any previous law enforcement experience?
Yes, I started in Sandy Springs Police in 2016.
Now, as you worked through Sandy Springs, in what capacity did you work for Sandy Springs?
I started as an officer on patrol, went to our traffic unit, and then was a detective prior to leaving Sandy Springs Police.
Now, have you been post-certified, I guess, since 2016?
Yes.
All right. Now, I wanted to direct your attention
new
to
camera
2021. Were you on duty with the Sandy Springs Police Department that morning?
I was.
And were you in the capacity of a detective at that time?
I was.
Now, were you dispatched to 90 Cameron Glen Drive?
Yes.
Is that in Sandy Springs?
It is.
Now, why were you dispatched there?
So a call had come out of a burglary in progress. I had just arrived in the office that morning, and I was listening to our radio traffic and notified our supervision that I was going to go ahead and go down there as one of the only detectives in the office, and that was when I self-dispatched to that location.
Now, around what time did that call come out?
About 8:50 in the morning.
And around what time did you arrive to that scene?
I arrived at 9:10, and while I was walking out of the office is when the shots fired call came out. Prior to that.
Now, did you actually make it to that scene?
I did.
Now, when you arrived, what did you observe?
So when I got on scene, there were several officers attempting to control the defendant in the front yard. He had at least 2 gunshot wounds that I could see, one like a graze wound to the neck or back of the head and one to the upper torso. And when I arrived, when I went into the house, that was where I discovered the crime scene and where Sergeant Roush had been stabbed and was being treated.
Now, in the front yard, was the defendant getting medical treatment?
So the officers were attempting to get him under control at that time, but he did get medical treatment from them and from the ambulance that arrived shortly after.
Now, was he loaded into that ambulance?
He was.
And where was he transported to?
To North Fulton Hospital, I believe.
Now, was the defendant discharged from the hospital shortly thereafter?
He was.
Now, after being discharged from the hospital, where was he transported?
He was transported back to Sandy Springs Police Headquarters.
Do you know how he was transported back?
Yes, it was one of our crime suppression officers, rather, had transported him back. I can't remember the exact line.
So just a patrol car?
Yes.
And was he in handcuffs at that time when he was being transported back?
He was.
Now, where is the Sandy Springs headquarters located?
7840 Roswell Road in Sandy Springs, Georgia.
For what
county?
I apologize. For what purpose was he brought back to headquarters?
So that we could attempt to do an interview with him.
Now, approximately what time was he brought back to the headquarters from the hospital?
About 5 p.m. that same day.
And when he was brought back into the headquarters, was he still in handcuffs?
He was.
Now, when he arrived to headquarters, was he allowed to use the restroom?
He was.
And did he?
He did.
Was he offered food and water?
Yes.
And was he provided with food or water?
Yes.
Now, were you able to have an interview with him?
I was.
Around what time did you start your interview?
About 5:25 that evening.
Now, what was your purpose in interviewing the defendant?
So I interviewed him alongside Sergeant Johnson, who was over the detectives division at the time, and it was to gain some kind of an understanding of what led to the stabbing and officer-involved shooting, trying to figure out why he was in the house he was in, and to get his side of things so we could help figure out what led us to where we landed.
Now, that being your purpose, at that time, did you have any information as to an incident in Cobb County?
I did not.
Now, were you able to do an interview with the defendant?
I was.
Now, prior to that interview, was he advised of his Miranda rights?
He was.
And were they read to him?
They were.
Were they read in full to him?
They were.
And did he understand English?
Yes.
Did you have any
still a tiny bit off.
problems in your communicating with him?
Not at all.
Was he asked whether he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
He was.
And did he indicate away?
He indicated that he was not under the influence of anything.
And were you able to gather his highest level of education?
Yes.
And what was that?
That he was currently studying at UGA, something to do with artificial intelligence, I believe.
Now, kind of describe the nature of the interview.
It was a conversational interview. There was no shouting back and forth, persuasion, threats, anything like that. The entire conversation was just a simple back and forth question and answer.
Now, once you read his rights, did he wish to speak with you, Sergeant Johnson?
Yes.
Now, at any time during this interview, did you threaten the defendant?
No.
At any time, did you pull your gun out?
No.
At any point, did he unequivocally invoke any of his rights?
No.
About how long was your interview with the defendant?
It's probably, I think the first go-round was at least an hour because we had stepped out for a while to recollect our thoughts after we had learned of the Cobb County incident.
Now, prior to that interview, were photographs taken of the defendant?
They were.
And for what purpose?
For subject identification and to show his injuries at the time of the interview and his physical condition overall.
I'm now going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibits 676 through 684. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize them?
So these photographs were taken in our interview room at Sandy Springs. This was the room where he was interviewed by me and Sergeant Johnson.
And are these fair and accurate photographs of the defendant prior to your interview?
Yes, they are.
At this time, the state moves to enter what's marked as State's Exhibit, and I forgot the number, 676 through 684.
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to view those. We haven't looked yet.
States Exhibit 676 through 684 are admitted.
And may I publish that?
Yes.
Now, in State's Exhibit 676, who do we see in this photograph?
That's the defendant, Mr. Lanz.
Now, do you see Mr. Lanz in this courtroom today?
I do.
If you'll please point to that individual and describe an article of clothing.
Yes, it's Mr. Lanz over here in the bright green jumpsuit.
Let the record reflect that the detective has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Now, part of your headquarters, is it customary for interviews to be recorded?
Yes.
Now, are there cameras within this room?
There are.
Where are they?
So there's one on the wall facing toward the table that would be behind the photographer in this picture, and there's one on the ceiling tucked into one of the corners.
Now, prior to your testimony today, have you reviewed that recording?
Yes, I have.
And is that recording a fair and accurate recording of the interview that you had with the defendant that day?
Yes.
Now, at this time, the state would move to enter what's marked as State's Exhibit 470 into evidence.
Judge, before we do that, I'd like to ask you a few questions on Jackson. You know, be sure that
Yes.
I'm understood.
You can proceed.
Thank you.
And that's 470, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Okay.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I think this interview took place after Mr. Lanz had been taken to the hospital. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And do you know what procedure they did at the hospital on him?
I do not know, other than just generally speaking, treating the gunshot wounds. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't speak to what they did.
Do you know what medications they gave him for pain?
I do not know.
Okay. Did you ever ask him?
I did not. When Sergeant Johnson advised him of his Miranda rights, that's when he asked him if he was under the influence of any drugs, and he said no.
Okay. Did you ever go to the hospital?
I do not know.
Okay. Do you know which officers did?
I know that Detective Tom Cox was one of them, and at the times, I believe he was a Sergeant Milholland was one of them. I'm not sure of who the others were. I was tied up with everything else at headquarters.
Okay. And did you speak with any of them to find out what medications he may have been given at the hospital?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you talk with any of the officers that had gotten information from him at the scene of this home invasion?
No, all those officers were sequestered shortly after that incident, per our department policy and the GBI's request due to the officer-involved shooting.
And did Mr. Lanz appear to know where he was and why he was there?
Yes, he appeared completely coherent during our conversations. There was no signs to me of any kind of impairment or anything like that.
Did anyone tell you that he had said that God had told him to go to that house?
During the interview, he told that to me. I don't recall if anybody had said that beforehand or not.
God had told him to go to the house?
But you did not see anything yourself that would cause you to pause in questioning him?
No.
Nothing further, Judge.
Attorney Barrett, is there any objection as to Exhibit 470 as to Mr. Lanz's statement of whether or not it was voluntarily, and knowingly?
After watching the interview, the primary thing I wanted to find out was what medications this officer may have known that he was under. I do not see anything in the video that would cause me to believe that he didn't do it freely and voluntarily.
Okay. All right.
Whoa. Judge is fishing for an exception. For an objection.
Just to kind of follow up on a couple of those questions. Now, coming from the hospital, probably on some medication, correct? Yes. Now, even though on medication, did you have any difficulties communicating with him?
No, I do not.
And did he seem under the influence when you were speaking with him?
No, he did not.
Now, during this interview, did you ever give him a hope of benefit in speaking with you?
No.
Now, I want to ask about the interview itself and kind of the reporting. Are your interviews in one streamed video?
So the video file is broken down into different segments. That segment is based on file size and interview length. So that's why it gets parsed out into different files.
And so when it gets parsed out, is it a continuous video just in segments?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Judge, if I may publish State's Exhibit 470.
Yes, and do you all need lights off or?
No.
Okay.
No mood lighting required. Meanie Banana gifted a membership. Thank you. Waffles and True Crime, you are the recipient. Congratulations.
All right.
This officer makes that beard look good.
State's Exhibit 470 at 17:24 and 32 seconds.
Good, we're back in the cement mixer. Can we make it bigger, or are we watching the player? We're watching the player. Nice. Sponsored by L3. Huge Department of Defense contractors.
Officer Johnson, this is Detective. We're talking with you today.
I can take the noise out, but it loses a lot of voice.
COTT, LNC. What's your number? 10/19/19. Okay. Where do you live at?
I live in Athens right now.
You live in Athens? What's your address?
435 North Church Street. Yeah. I go there remote.
Is this what we were talking about as the video is kind of broken up in segments?
Yes.
Running about an hour apiece.
Correct.
So I'm going to move to the second video of State's Exhibit 470.
Interesting. Look at his demeanor in the video compared to his demeanor in court. Makes me think this demeanor in court might be hacked.
Now we'll restart. So this is the second video on 470. for 70, starting at 17:25 and 50 seconds.
Senior, trying to graduate next 2 semesters.
What are you majoring in?
Cognitive science, so it's like AI and automated systems. Trying to improve the culture of that industry.
Improve the culture of AI?
More efficient, more effective, safer technology, because, it's very good at collecting data. That's kind of an issue these days, securing data in the community. It was always something that I found interesting.
Congratulations. How long have you lived there?
I moved in at the beginning of August. Would have been around August 7th. I was
moved in August 7th.
And then I also live at my house with my parents too.
Where's that?
It's in Edward.
What's that?
That's 600. Delphinium, Ayden.
So he's given his parents' address and his school address to them.
That is 3012.
You live there with your parents?
Yeah, I have mom, dad, 2 sisters, a deceased brother, and we have a little cousin who lives with us too. He's since
Oh, my sisters.
my oldest is 30, so she has 2 kids now. And my oldest sister is 20, 23, I think.
They all live?
The oldest sister is Sarah, she lives in Ireland.
What's your phone number?
678 619.
Don't need phone numbers.
Alright, what is, you obviously reading right English language? Under the influence of any alcohol or drugs today?
No.
And your education level is obviously college. I want to talk to you about what occurred in there today, but I'm going to read your rights first. Alright, so before I ask you any questions, you must understand your rights, okay? So you have the right to consent. Anything you say you can use in court as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have him or with you during questioning. If you do not afford a lawyer, will be appointed for you without cost, and he or she will be present at all times during your questioning. If you decide to answer questions now that I'm lawyer present, you will still agree to stop answering any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand this? Can we proceed forward to talking about what happened earlier?
Is there a way that I could just, I guess if I get uncomfortable with the answer, I could always, go to the actual lawyer. So that we could proceed on this.
Okay. So you are right. I appreciate that.
Let's get permission
Let's
to
talk
proceed.
morning. Where starts morning at?
It started in my room.
In your apartment? And what time was that?
Well, I think I had woken up around 2 o'clock to my mom knocking on my door.
Can you guys hear this all right?
And asked?
Yeah. And I was like, well, what is she doing here? That just didn't make sense.
Okay. So what happened after that? What was your...
She had come to tell me that 2 people had been murdered in the house that is behind ours. And she was, coming to ask me, like, were you involved? And I said, no. I was on the way home anyway. And then when all of that happened, I didn't hear any of it, they didn't hear any of it. And I had, I guess, left before it had happened. Because I had been going home. And then I went back to Athens because I was just too tired to go home and needed to come back for classes. So that's what I was doing that night before.
So where were you there for?
In Athens and then at my home, and I drove back.
What time was that?
The drive down and the drive back.
Yeah.
So I guess I left Athens around 9 and probably got there 10, 15. And then I was at my house for probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes, and then I left.
Okay.
30 or 40 minutes after 10, 15, so it would have been around 11, I guess, that I had left.
What did you do?
It's hard to recollect, but it was later than, I guess, 11:30, 40. So maybe it was 12-ish. Yeah, an hour and a half is pretty accurate.
What did you drive?
My car.
Which car is it?
It's a black Texas.
Right. So your mom comes up there, asks you were involved in this hamper about anything over top. So I guess it's.
It was. Apparently, it was super crazy scene.
Oh yeah, like what?
I don't.
There's a lot of evidence that we don't know.
Right. So she said she was like the paraffin. Someone just like broke into their house and just murdered them in their living room or something. What she said. Are there shit ton of police there? Like, is there anything? Like, no, she's like, no, I just happened. I want to make sure you weren't there. And I was like, okay. I wasn't, I told her that I hadn't come home. That, when I got there, I smoked a cigarette in the backyard. I did look at the people's house. It's light. There's a big fence in our backyard, and you see the light. Yeah, and she was asking, like, did you look over at their house, or did you hear anything? And I was like, well, yeah, I looked over there and saw a light on or two when I was smoking a cigarette, and then I tried going back to our house. And then, it was locked. I couldn't use my key. I was going to go around the front door and go outside and sleep. It was already pretty late. I was just saying, let me do homework. And then I was just saying, oh, I got out of my car and sat there for a little bit and left.
You left, and then at 2 o'clock, your mom shows up.
That's the.
Okay, what happens after that?
She just talking to me about, how she just wants me to focus on school and trying to be a hard worker for her and, trying to stay focused and stay out of trouble, which is what I try to do.
I'm sure that's important to your mom.
And my dad, they're very respectful people, and they want us, they want their kids to be good people and successful. So they have to instill good values, which I think they have.
Seems like it. You got into a program like that at UGA.
Right. I mean, I was always a smart kid. I went to enhanced high school, magnet school. So school was kind of always a pretty easy thing for me to get along with. Ended up kind of like a more introverted personality type. I was in school pretty fun. Very good stuff. UGA is good for me to help me socialize more. Be more open.
Learning is enjoyable in the right environment.
So, how did you, if you were in Athens, how did you end up back in here?
Or here? I was actually going home again in my car, I guess.
Do you remember where that was?
Yeah, it was over near. It was down 75 here. Kind of near us. Way past 575, but closer to Athens. I'm not sure the actual road name. But
Did you just ride the environment?
I'm not sure.
Like there's restaurants or gas stations.
It was, I mean, it's on the 75 drive back from Athens to Kingston.
What way do you normally take? Do you take?
I want to say, you guys are Sandy Springs, right?
Yeah.
I want to say Recovery
I got you. Alright, so car breaks down, gas, and bounce.
Then I just got started walking.
Where were you going to?
I was just kind of thinking about what I was going to do on the car, I guess.
So what happened next?
For saying honestly, I just walked through that neighborhood.
Okay.
And then I just got so much that that house was something I needed to go to. And then, you know, when I was in there, the dogs were like acting very friendly. And then, you know, the lady started saying, "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" And I was saying, it's me, Matthew. She's like, "Oh, I don't know who you are, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Well, maybe I'm just not in the right house." And then she called her son upstairs, Matthew. And then she started calling the police after he came down. After I was just standing there for a while. You know, I was thinking about it, there's really no way to describe that kind of interaction. You know, when she called the police and you guys showed up, I went upstairs because that's where I thought I had to go check out. I didn't find anything that I was really looking for.
What were you looking for?
I wasn't really sure. Just some place that felt I needed to.
You just felt like you needed to go check the place out, the house where he was shot at.
What happened once the police got here?
Then I was upstairs. And then, you know, they were kind of in the bottom of the stairs. And I just went down because I was just up there.
Were they talking to you?
Yes, they were communicating. I was communicating back too.
And you were?
Yes.
What were they saying to you?
Just something, you know, come downstairs. This isn't your house. It's the next one over. And I was like, that's not right. I'm supposed to be here. But I guess it felt more uncertain. And then I started going down the stairs. You know, I saw the load of police. I don't know how many there were. There was probably 7 or 8 of them. I don't know, I guess it kind of freaks me out.
Are you scared?
Not necessarily. I mean, I thought they might have shot me on site.
So what happens next?
I don't know. I mean, based on what happened, I think I could just call the lawyer for other info, correct?
You can call her anytime. I just wanted to tell the truth, you know, but you've been very true with me so far. Just kind of your side and your version of events, because I only had one side.
Just the way I've described it is, I just kind of punched at this dude with that knife. And then,
You know why?
you know, considering I don't think they were going to let me be after some event like that for some reason. You know, I just thought I was going to go to jail or prison instantly. You know, and then once obviously the knife punch was thrown, you know, all the officers started into action. That one officer got killed, and then I just got lit very quickly. That's because a miracle, I suppose. A miracle, I suppose. That was a very close shot to my brain instantly. But it wasn't hate or anything. There was love in my body and heart.
It wasn't hate, there was love in my body and heart.
I think I was just looking for something that wasn't there. I don't know.
I was just looking for something that wasn't there.
What made you feel like you needed to be in the house?
What made you feel like you needed to be in that house?
I would say a message from God.
Message?
Can you tell me about your night?
Message from God.
Did you bring it with you? Did you drive it to the house?
It was in my car. Because it's been under my ownership. And it's a fixed lid.
Okay.
I believe it's a Kogan. Nice time.
Where did you carry it at?
I usually don't get it.
Where would you carry it after that? Can you show me that? How big? Was it bigger than that?
Talking about a knife he carries right there.
The hill's pretty long, but the blade is like overall, like, I don't know, 10 inches long, I guess. They just look at it.
Anything else you want to tell me about the incident that you had to do so far?
I just don't think what I did was worth it. I think I could have just left that house in peace and been on my way to getting my car back up and running and being at school or with my family like I was going to. So I'm sure I'll look at it.
Anything else you want to talk about? You know, for the sake of honesty and us getting help and making sure that.
Right, so I've been talking to mental health specialists that, confirm that I'm not mentally unstable. And, if my, detained is lifted, maybe there's more checkups to do than just talk or everybody.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to make sure they have UCR doctors.
I feel like you need help. I'm going to go get you there.
Yeah, I mean,
anybody that needs help and wants help,
I do.
deserves to go get it.
Though I do feel like I don't need that anything to do.
Well, yeah. Anything else you want to talk about that you think would be good for us to know, or to get up to conscience, or, maybe that's happened in the last several days, that led up to this incident or occurred after this incident that you think would be helpful for people?
I think having faith in God is very important.
So you're a believer, you're a Christian?
Yes.
And
I think God is very real if left.
I agree. Do you go to church?
It's kind of more like seasonal, occasional, go to church often, but
That doesn't have an effect on what on your level of belief, but one of the biggest things is to be forgiven for your sins, and as a Christian you have to be honest and repent about what you did.
Talking about religion.
I have made that spirit of God. I feel like He loves me so because I do.
You think there's anything that He needs to tell you that you need to talk us about and tell us about so that it can clear your conscience?
They're asking if he has a guilty conscience on anything they need to tell. He needs to tell the police about so he can be forgiven.
Killing, I think killing should be like a self-defense, and then military elimination defense like principle. So I believe in the concept of self-defense and the castle domain in Georgia, that kind of speaks to as a responsible gun owner.
You own a gun?
Yes, but I don't have it in my possession.
Where is it?
Respect to the current answer.
Yeah, this is your it's not on here, right?
No.
This is in the same place that no one
Yes,
can get to it.
it's safe and secure.
Okay. Have you ever been in that situation where you had to finish?
No. I mean, I thought when my mom showed up, she had busted the chain off the lock. And I was like, grab my pistol off the ground. But that was it, that's all I'm certain.
Okay, this is good.
It's a Glock.
What lock?
7.
What caliber? 9? Glock 17?
All of 17s.
They shoot very well.
That was why I was searching over Glocks.
Literally Glocks.
Whole life until I was 17.
How long have you done this?
The pistol? It's maybe 1 or 2.
Talking about the model of gun he has. It says it's a Glock. It's a Glock variant. But
Oh, I've been there. It's a good place. Are you a specific ammo kind of guy, or?
I shoot FMJs. And then nothing federal makes good all the points.
Yeah. What kind do you keep in your gun?
The brass with copper.
Copper jacket.
Yes. The hollow points. They have different kinds something. I just know that federal was different guns. I know federal makes difficult
things. I'm just curious because we don't have anything to do with the gun, so why wouldn't you want to tell me where your gun is?
I don't know, I think it's just like relevant for the aspect of.
He thinks them asking where the gun is irrelevant.
It's just in a safe and locked in the house.
Okay, but it's locked up.
Yeah. The parents have,
Okay, because the big thing we just worry about, things like this go down people in other people's houses so many times that people, that a lot of different folks than you, and they got guns and they end up just out in the woods somewhere, and we just don't want a kid to get it or something like that. That's why we're not saying about guns.
Yeah,
It's nothing about you, I just don't want little Johnny to go run through the woods and pick it up, and that'd be a little tragedy.
And that'd be pretty heavy in the road enough.
yeah, I think
Being a Christian, it would
killing kids, I mean, come on. Anyway, that's always a tragedy.
I'm gonna step out. Are you sure there's nothing you wanna? You need a trash can?
We'll see.
He's got the hiccups.
Sure there's nothing else you wanna talk about this incident? Or I can help you.
Sorry.
Ease this up?
It's the first.
So, you need more water. I got you.
Alright, we'll just hang out for a minute.
For the record, I'm stopping this video at 17:53 and 3 seconds. Now, at this point in your interview, do you start looking into a potential other incident?
Yes.
And were you able to identify?
Can you get to the microphone?
A potential situation that needs to be looking into?
Yes. So when we stepped out, when Sergeant Johnson and I stepped out, we spoke to other detectives and our intel analysts who had been watching that interview and were trying to dig up other information. And that's when it became increasingly apparent that there was another incident involved, and the Cobb County incident got brought to light, the recent homicide.
Now, once you kind of identified that potential incident, did you or someone from your agency reach out to Cobb County?
Yes, I believe it was one of our intelligence analysts had reached out to Cobb County to get them in the loop.
And at some point, did they come to the headquarters and interview the defendant?
They did.
Now, just to kind of ask some additional questions as to that interview. Now, was that interview conducted in the same room?
Yes.
And at some point, did detectives from Cobb County come and interview the defendant as he is seated there as we saw?
Yes.
All right. Now, at some point after kind of going over all of that, did you and Sergeant Johnson come back in and continue your interview?
We did.
So now I'm going to skip to that portion when you come back into the interview, and that's on disc 1, video 3 of State's Exhibit 470.
Judge, I may have some questions. It's a new interview. I'd like to ask you questions.
Concerning the first one? Yes, you may proceed.
Whoa. He crosses in the middle of a witness? What?
When you restarted this interview, and how long were you out before you came back in?
I'm not exactly sure how long it was that we were out of the room.
15, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't a very long time period. So yeah, within a half an hour.
Okay, within a half hour. Did you reread his Miranda warnings?
No, we did not.
Okay. Even though you had a new situation that you wanted to ask questions about.
That's correct. He had already been advised of those and was still in our custody, so.
Okay. And you saw that he was beginning to get maybe sick there at the end?
Yes.
And did you ask him anything about that, whether he felt like he could continue or anything of that nature?
Other than asking if he needed the trash can kind of right before we left, that was all I recall. And I don't remember if when we restarted, if I brought that up again or not.
All right. And the Cobb County officers, when did they arrive?
I don't know the exact time they arrived. Sometime I'm guessing around 6 p.m. So.
And you were still interviewing?
Yes.
All right. And did they come into the interview room?
They did after we went out and convened with them, and then they came in.
Okay. And was there random warnings read at that point?
I don't recall if they read him an independent Miranda warning or not.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
That was weird.
We would object to any continuing playing of the video because we think it's a violation. The fact that they waited 30 minutes before they came back in. This is a new interview, and we feel like they did not read it Miranda warning. And consequently, anything from here on would not be admissible.
You're talking about the interview that continues with Sandy Springs Police Department, or the interview that he's referring to with Cobb County?
The continuation, when they were gone for 30 minutes and then came back in, didn't remind him of his constitutional rights or didn't read the Miranda warning again, then we think that's a violation.
Okay, I'll hear from the state.
Judge, that's just not required. This is a continuation of the interview that they have already been conducting. So, I mean, it's not a violation. I had already asked the officer at any point he unequivocally wanted to withdraw and stop speaking. So it's just not a violation. It's just a continuation of the same interview.
Sitting in the same chair.
Almost every case where interviews are conducted, they step out and you come right back in. It is not required for Miranda to be reread to him in a 30-minute gap.
Yeah, I would agree if they'd gone out for 5 minutes to take a break or something like that. This is an interview where they are gathering other information about another case, and they waited maybe 30 minutes before they came back in, knowing that they were going to be interviewing about another case, and they did not read Miranda before the Miranda video. I think that puts it in a different category, so we would object to this one.
Objections noted, but I'm going to overrule the objection. The objections noted for the record. You may continue.
Thank you, Judge. And so just to go back to State's Exhibit 470, which has already been admitted to evidence, this is Disc 2, Video 1, starting at 18:04 and 16 seconds.
Good man. Good on water. Oh, yeah. I guess I wanted to touch back on the night prior and, kind of the message you were getting. And you talked about that incident that occurred, where was it, behind your house?
Yeah.
There probably some good information for us to get us as a witness now, like what you saw in your house. And you said you saw a cigarette.
All I saw was that they had like a vinyl, and I guess it's their bathroom. And then that's really awesome. And you saw lights that flooded through the fence holes. That's awesome.
Did you go look or anything?
No, I didn't like look at it there. No, I wasn't like thinking about it. I had left, I guess, before it happened.
Did you see anything suspicious over there that night?
No, I can't think of anything suspicious.
Hear anything?
No, that's the weird one, I guess.
about the victim's house now.
When I was a kid, one of our parents, his parents just lived there, and we were kind of good friends with the other kids. So they were just friends. But then they
Do you know who lived there now?
no.
DSN, thank you. He's mumbling really badly.
I think the people that lived there before they were a kid.
How old was the kid?
The old people that used to live there? I don't know, it was young, I think.
What about people that live there now?
I guess they're dead now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, you just asked about the people who live in the house behind his parents' house now. It says, I guess they're dead now.
Yeah. You have any kids?
I don't know. That was something pretty like recently, I guess. I'm not sure they had a kid.
Sloth Life, thank you for the gifted membership.
No.
Just told him there was a little kid in there, and this is his response.
Maybe that little baby now. Maybe sit here and we're a big passion for kids.
Well, it pains me to
Yeah.
know our child could, be without their parents like that. That's just
Saying how sad it is for that kid who lose his parents like that.
Yeah.
But I was in there.
And now,
Over here.
what do you mean?
It's over here. It's that little kid was in the house when all that happened.
From me? Or from?
I mean, I didn't know how that is until you started talking earlier, so I would have read some news articles.
Well, that's just, you said it was looked it up, and it's bizarre. Yeah, apparently that little kid was home for all that.
Well, their parents, I guess. How did they take it? Did they take the boy?
Do you know?
No, I don't know. I was just gonna ask, like, did they like take it to the safe place?
Yeah, I hope so.
And orphan is such a hard thing to deal with.
Yes, do you know if it's a boy or a girl that was there? The officers say, do you know? He says no.
Yeah, kids. You said you didn't know now. The news also said that she might have been pregnant with female kids.
That's crazy.
Those really few kids.
Sloth Life, you're back. OG.
Everything going on out here is off to the side right now.
I mean, all I saw was that the lights were on.
And which lights were those?
It was, I think it's there. It's like a window above the middle of the house. And, you know, my brother was, I think, getting harassed by the old police that were there through that window, so it was just super crazy.
They were harassing brother.
Something about the brother being harassed by the people who used to live in that house.
I don't think they ever really found out.
Were they prosecuted for it?
No.
Were they prosecuted for it? No.
So weird.
Just take it for that baby, you know?
It's really,
Yeah, things happen, you know, getting back to sex, but it's just important for that little kid, you know, to have something to, you know, some sort of justice, some sort of closure, you know, because, I mean, we were talking about earlier, you know, I think we're all Christians in the room, you know.
I don't know if you think that baby will grow up knowing that pain.
I could. But I
Just
think,
any other parents.
yeah, but I think what can help with that pain is closure and honesty and doing the Christian thing.
Officers are trying to say
Because
would help that kid if you got closure, if there was justice for this. You're a Christian.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything to let them any information about it because
you don't have anybody that does.
no, I mean, besides like whatever, I guess the local police were there. Besides what they found, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Says I wouldn't know anything about that. I don't have any information besides what the police have. I wouldn't know.
Have you heard anything when they found him on time? You probably has better knowledge than we do, because all we can read is what was on the news, so what all did she say? How did she know?
I don't know. I mean, she must have, I guess, seen the police in the morning or whatever.
Police are asking him what your mom told you about the crime.
Do you know anything about two people being murdered, in the neighbor's house line or something? No, that's not what I have to say. I told her about coming home, smoking a cigarette in the backyard, trying to mention like I wasn't happy in my car for like 10 minutes. And I went to and then I left. The vibe coming off to me.
Says he smoked. Says I smoked a cigarette in the backyard. Then I left. I don't know anything about it. Then that happens.
Did she say how they were killed? Because we can't even get it down.
I think she said they were shot.
Says mom told me that they were shot.
What do you think happened?
What do you think happened?
And I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
I don't get the feeling that I knew somebody was up to something. You know, when I was looking at that house anyway. I guess they just broke in.
do you think about the person that did it? What do you think about them? What kind of person do you think they are?
What do you think about the person who did it? What kind of person do you think they are?
Was it even brutal?
Well, it's not in our jurisdiction, so we don't.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that you're going to be a great witness, so I just want to.
I wouldn't be able to say anything with witness.
The only thing we got is just the one
I mean, like, what's your opinion? What do you think? Like, what kind of person is that? You think of somebody that like made a mistake or had a hunch about something?
Maybe it was. I mean, I would say it was a coincidence that it happened on the same night as I showed up, but I didn't hear anything, which is the crazy part. I mean, or someone could have just been trying to rob and they got scared. I don't know.
So it was either coincidence it happened on the same night that I showed up, or it was somebody who just tried to rob and they got scared.
It was broken in or something.
Your mom was talking to you about it. Did she hear from anybody who were in the house that were or anything?
No, she never. She might have. I can't really remember what she was saying. I was just trying not to get too worked up about the way that happened. I was supposed to know. I was definitely a little close to home.
Mumbling, I can't remember what she was saying.
What do you think happened to the person?
I guess it depends, with what intention it was. Even, attempted at, I don't know what they were trying to do, which is always a weird part.
The question was, what do you think should happen to the person who did it? She said, I don't know. It depends on intention.
You know?
I don't know what they were trying to do, which is always the weird part.
Poor kid, what he's going through right now, what he's going to go through as he grows up.
Bringing up the living child again. Growing up without parents.
Being right there behind your house.
You would be a kid who's to live with, not having any idea what happened to his parents. It's heartbreaking.
It really is. Something like that's just.
I could imagine my little girl growing up like that.
You know, a lot of orphans do it now, which is not smart. You know, they can grow up to be some of the most successful people.
I guess we can all hope that for that. We're good.
For sure. I say prayers for.
I'll be proud for
The
that
kid
kid.
and his sister and everyone so much. Yeah.
It says they say prayers for that
You
kid.
know, I never used to be super religious, but God really helped me find a lot of strength in myself and others. So I keep them close to my heart.
Yeah, I kind of get this vibe from you that, with your religion and God and kind of our connection here, that there's something there that you want to help bring peace or healing to somebody.
I think the energy might have been off for some reason, and maybe that just, I guess just from a sense of me being at home in the backyard and noticing the lights looking a little wicked, I guess. I was kind of put off by it.
The lights looked a little wicked.
I think you were there for a reason,
It's just to notice, I suppose.
I was there, for a reason, so you could.
Throw some clarity to myself, I suppose, and be able to say prayer and find some peace with that child.
Sometimes we all go through a point in our life where we feel like God put us there for a reason.
Everybody's happy. But I was kind of not a believer when I was younger. I was more of a atheistic a science believer.
It's the end of this video. Every time they start talking about the person who did it, he's touching his face and covering his face and hiding his face. Interesting behavior. The cops have not been able to trick him yet into anything other than saying that he was in the backyard. He did see the lights in the upstairs window. They looked wicked.
I believe 470. That's 470. Now this is disc 2, video 1, resuming where the previous video.
I'm sorry, Mr. Horowitz, I'm having a little difficult.
I don't even know where to begin. All right, this is State's Exhibit 470. Still, but disc 2, video 1, a continuation from the previous video on disc 1, video 3. And
you could just say continuing.
I was always, knowledgeable of concept of Christianity and its values. So I tell myself, guide me towards being more confident, lover of God.
Anything to repay on with your life.
And the guide on how we navigate mistakes, It's definitely, because Jesus came back for the sinners, to wash people of their sins so that they can have a second chance of life.
That's a courageous sinner to find
God sent his only son back to a world of filth and sin, so that we could have an afterlife. But through his son, there are things that as Christians we have to do as well. We have to be like Jesus, act like Jesus, abide by his ultimate word.
He is a very intelligent being and knows love with confidence.
And he was murdered for that.
It's just ignorance, I think. The old times.
The eternal love that he had to offer.
It takes time to love like that. It's hard. And it's worth it. It's just you're able to be in that place in your heart and mind.
Do you know the people that behind you? Were they believers?
I'm not sure. I think the people who lived before they're dead, but the dude who originally bought the house, I think, was probably pretty Christian. He probably, that might have passed on to his children. These new people, I'm not sure.
Did you ever go out of their house? The new, like just sort of meet them, say, hey, how you doing? Neighbor?
No, it was kind of like a suspect, but I didn't just even involve myself in that house, because my brother was so entangled by something that was happening.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that and the relationship they had?
With all due respect, it was just, I think he was being harassed, and it just kind of got out of control.
Did you ever try to help them though with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do with my friends and family. Try to talk to them, be logical, listen to their issues and responsibilities and feelings. I try to work with them. Maybe see if they can find some happiness.
Yeah, that's sort of good.
I enjoy that.
Are you still trying to, I know you said your brother passed, I'm very sorry about that. Are you still trying to help clear some stuff up for your brother?
He was a great soul. He was always one of my best assault.
Yeah.
Just like struggling.
The best way to, I mean, is to get it all out. Because I mean, literally, it'll kill you, both emotionally and physically. I mean, you can't keep stuff like that on the conscience. I mean, number one, for your well-being, but number two, for your faith. You can't.
Well, I don't have any weight on my conscience about me being there.
If you, hypothetically, if you were, would you? Would it weigh on your conscience if you were there?
I don't know if I've never killed anybody, so.
Says I don't know. I've never killed anybody.
I did that officer died.
He's got 3 little kids at home. They're going to see their dad.
More kids.
I don't even think they know yet.
Yes, remorse. Think about that. Did in the past. I thought I was going to be taken away, I suppose.
Today. Was there anything that put you kind of in that state of mind where you were out walking around and looking at houses and having, hunches that you need to enter? Was there something that might have occurred earlier that would have put you in that state?
Sometimes we see people that are in a time of crisis, some terrible events happen in their life, and things kind of get inexplicable from there for a little bit.
It really
seemed like a decent enough dude to me, and did something just go completely awry for you that had you just walking around in people's houses? Like, that's what doesn't add up, we just...
I only walked into that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah, so that house.
Yes, there was a special hunch, I guess, from God,
What was he telling you?
This is you. And then, I was just gonna not talk anymore because I think I've said what I need to say.
Says it's not going to talk anymore.
Do you want me to let, where do you live?
At work.
Do you want me to talk with find out who's handling their case so that you can be a witness and help them? Would you do that?
Do you think that I could provide good information?
I do. I really do. I think that'd be the Christian thing to do.
I suppose I could help if that would alleviate wonder.
I think that'd be
conscious.
We would really appreciate it.
Yeah. And I appreciate you speaking with us today. I know a lot of things happened, but your honesty, obviously that's what sets you free. And that's what gives you peace. So if there's nothing else you want to talk to me about, or tell me about, we'll but
you guys,
yes, sir. I'll say a prayer for you, man.
I mean, I'm in due diligence to talk to God about, my neighbors and make sure they're okay. And
it's been some time talking to him because I think God will reach out to you and tell you to do the right thing. That's little. I think so.
Lead us
so
away.
You know what a trust I am. I really like trust. Security and trust.
Well, I think we established that here, trust and security.
I always felt like I've tried to promote trustworthiness as a person I'm saying. It's one of the most valuable things to do.
Well, I'm gonna give you a minute to be alone with God, and hopefully he speaks to you.
I mean, he's significantly blessed my life. I deserve to live in.
I have a hunch that he's gonna talk to you when I get out of this room, and I think maybe he'll have something to help us, or help somebody, and help that child. I mean, I think that's what needs to be worked through you to help that.
Right, now, we can talk about possibly witnessing for these evidence in hearing, or just for evidence, or just
to help them, just find out who did this. So, all right, well, we'll go work on that, and I'll leave you to make sure it's quiet here so that I was going to speak to you soon.
The police are saying,
Absolutely.
says, I want to talk to God and make sure my neighbors are okay. And they sort of played on that and are basically treating him like a fortune teller.
I'm stopping this video.
Saying, okay, we're going to leave and let you pray. Hopefully he talks to you, and then you can tell us what he says so it can help us with the investigation.
We kind of previously talked about how you spoke with Cobb County, and just for record purposes. Oh, sorry. Small, very small, so I was going to come up here and point. Now, down here on the video, what is the current time? Even better. All right. What is the current time of when y'all left the interview room?
That was 6:31 p.m.
Okay. And so then at some point after 6:31, does Cobb County detectives come and interview Mr. Lanz here in the same room?
Yes.
And was that recorded as well?
It was.
And through the same system in segments like we've seen with your testimony?
That's correct.
Now, I want to ask just a couple of questions about the burglary case itself. Were you the lead detective in that?
I was.
Now, were you tasked with trying to locate the defendant's vehicle that you heard about in the interview?
Yes.
Now, was his, or let me back up one question. Were you able to identify the type of vehicle that he drove?
Yes.
How were you able to do that?
So through public record searches and through law enforcement databases, I and our intel analysts were able to determine that it was a 2018 Lexus sedan.
And that sedan, was that able to be located?
It was. Once we identified the vehicle, we were able to use those same databases to identify a license plate number. And we used searchable license plate reader systems to get an idea that the vehicle was somewhere in the location of Northside Drive and New Northside Drive.
Now, was that car specifically found?
It was.
And where was it specifically found?
And outside of 5665 New Northside Drive.
Now, in relation to the 90 Cameron Glen house, where was that car located?
If you were to follow the roads walking, it would be about 1.5 miles.
Now, is it a shorter distance if you would walk through the woods?
Yes.
Now, once that vehicle was located, what did you do next?
So the officers that located the vehicle impounded it and had it towed to our headquarters, and then I obtained a search warrant through Fulton County Magistrate Court to search that vehicle for any evidence that might link Mr. Lanz or the vehicle to our crime here in Fulton County.
And so was the vehicle taken from its location on New Northside Drive to a location?
Yes.
And where is that location?
So at Sandy Springs Police, we had a secured impound cage for processing vehicles behind our detective's office. It was dropped in that cage.
Now, is that the same location where you had interviewed Mr. Lanz?
Yes, same building.
All right. Now, were photographs taken of that vehicle?
They were.
Now, as it pertains to this case here, after that point, did you have any other additional involvement?
No, I didn't. I passed off the search warrant to the investigators that executed that, and I passed off the rest of the case to Cobb County. My only involvement was taking out the Fulton County arrest warrants.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Attorney Barrier, is there any cross session here? Okay, you may proceed.
Did you actually search the vehicle after it was located?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay, was that Cobb County that did the search?
I know that Detective Tomlin with Sandy Springs took lead on that. Tomlin, Tomlin. And I believe Cobb County worked hand in hand with him on that, but I wasn't part of it, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Were you given any information about anything that was found, any trace evidence found in the automobile?
I don't believe so, I don't recall.
Okay. No flash shards in the vehicle on the floorboard or anything of that nature that you know of?
Not that I can think of right now, no, sir.
And I think you already indicated you don't know what time exactly the Cobb County Police arrived, correct?
That's correct.
I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any members, is there any follow-up or redirect?
No, Judge.
Right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Judge.
Any objection? Right, so you're excused.
Thanks, Your Honor.
I think it might be a good time for a break. It's about an hour before to give everybody an opportunity for a break. Let's come back at about 10:45. Sorry, thanks. Stand in recess. Wait, hold on a minute before I leave this room. Let's see. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Math is hard. Math is hard, especially in the morning. Coming back at 10:45. So that hearing was, first of all, he mumbles a lot. There's very little volume. Anything we can do to fix that. But interesting behavior, completely relaxed from the defendant throughout all the questioning, but also keenly alert to the questioning of the officers and sort of like the motive behind the questioning. Suspicious of their end goal, right? He wanted to know why. He didn't think it was relevant to know where he kept his gun, and he didn't want to tell them where he kept his gun. Eventually, he said it was safe in a safe. It wasn't, but he said that he did drive to his parents' house and smoked a cigarette in the backyard, and that while he was there, he saw the lights, the upstairs window in the neighbor's house. Later, he said those lights appeared sort of wicked. But he also said that he decided he didn't go over there, didn't do anything, didn't break in the window, he hasn't ever murdered anybody. He just decided he was too tired to go home, and so he drove back to college. After like being in the backyard of his parents' home, he just drove back. He has said a few things about what his mom told him and asked him about the murder, and says he got some details from her about what happened and what he'd heard, that they were that they had been shot, and that he wouldn't know anything. And anytime the police officers sort of probed and did the reverse, they've got a tactic where they ask somebody who they suspect of committing the crime, what do you think should happen to the person who did commit the crime, knowing it's not you, of course. And sometimes you'll have the person say, well, they'll go easy on them. Well, if they did it, they probably had a good reason, or there's probably another side to the story, and give themselves the benefit of the doubt, because in their mind they're thinking about what's going to happen to me. The police do that, and he does fall for that a little bit, and does just that sort of answer, sort of cages his answer. But then also he says, I wouldn't know. How would I know? I wouldn't know anything about him. I couldn't answer that. So I think he's intellectually smart, and he sort of detected or could sniff out pretty much everything the detectives were doing with him in the questioning. A lot of, I think the area where he didn't really appear to be alert to what was going on, questioning wise, was the religious part, where the officer's like, "Oh, you're religious, I'm religious. We have this common Christianity between us. Let's bond on that, right? Because we believe in justice and following and living a righteous life and forgiveness and heaven and hell and all that." And so he tries to play on that. And at the end of the interview, he actually, the defendant, Mr. Lanz, says, "I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray to God just to make sure the parents are okay." And the interviewers jump on it, right? They're like, "All right, okay, you do that. God speaks to you, right? Because he said before that God told him to go into that other house, the one where he got shot in the neck. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you pray, and then you can get your answer. And then would you be willing to help us? Because we're trying to solve this for this poor kid. Obviously, the defendant has this soft spot in his heart for children." And every time they mention the child, he's saying how awful it is for that child to grow up without parents. He said, "To help us in this investigation, can you pray and get your answer from God? And then, we'll make it quiet in here so you can pray and get a quick answer. We'll be right back in, and you can tell us what he said," hoping that this would, push him to, to help them by actually telling on himself in one way or another. So. Very difficult interview to listen to. Again, it's difficult. What evidence do we have at this point? Well, if you believe firearms and tool marks and all that, I think have we heard the firearms and tool marks? If we haven't, we've been told we are going to hear it, that the shell casings were fired from his gun. The casings in the house were fired from his gun. That it's a match. That's probably some of the strongest evidence. Other than that, he's put himself at the scene at the time. There's a connection, although in the interview he's denied even knowing who the family is. He knows that it's a different family, not the original family that was causing problems for his brother. So we did. You got it in your model. I remember now. Now I remember. Okay, it was the shell casings. Okay, so the shell casings match his gun. Thank you. I have the memory of a goldfish. Jog the old memory. You ain't kidding. Did the defendant know the child was in the house? He appeared to not know. He seemed... that was probably one of the biggest reactions when he heard there was a child in the house. And at one time... I think the officers just exaggerated it and tried to say he had 3 children in the house, just trying to see if that would, if overstating the number of children would have solicited a correction from the defendant if the defendant knew, but it didn't. He's just like, "Oh, wow, that's tragic." So I honestly think the defendant didn't know the child was in the house, either didn't see him, didn't hear him, didn't interact, or didn't register if it did. So, yeah, trying to evoke a confession. Yes. "Forgive me, officer, for I have sinned," right? That's basically what they wanted. They wanted to have happen, have a quick little confessional there in the interview room. And it didn't work, at least to this point. A couple times during this interview, he has said, "I think I'm done talking to you guys now." But that wasn't the clear and unequivocal, "I want a lawyer. I don't want to answer any more questions. I need my lawyer." He hasn't said those magic words yet. So every time he broaches that, they sort of spin a different way or make it look like they're wrapping up. And, "Oh, by the way, is it all right if you'll help us with," and they're actually continuing the interview. They have no intention of being done at that point. So toys in the playroom. I'm sure he saw the toys, but he seems surprised that there was a child in the home. Let's see. He literally almost stepped over there was like a little slide, like a plastic slide, indoor slide, that he probably tripped over or had to climb over and coming through the window. Okay. He ignored the toys completely. Also didn't climb over the child gate. Yep, but there was a pet in the house as well. Maybe the slide was for the pet. It was dark. He was focused. Could have missed the toys. I did see, Evangeline, I did see a post about that and watched a little bit of the video. Interesting. I like Nate Eaton's interviewing style. It's very relaxed. Justin was clean. The house didn't have toys around. I don't believe there were any around on the floor, but there was one. I think there's a picture. We saw an indoor picture looking back out the broken window, and there was a very large play slide, so probably taller than the child. I don't think he would have moved that around very far. And maybe he did. Maybe he moved it over to try to get out the window. We're in courtroom 6. Any update on Whistling Diesel's case? I have not heard. I've got a call in actually to the clerk there, looking to line up some media access, and so far nada. A little bit of color balance, white balance happening in the room. Looking at the white balance again. We need 2 different white balances, one for the TV, there we go, and one for the room, because now the room is off, so we have to switch back to the room white. I guess we're staying on this one. It's way yellow. It's like yellow, yellow, yellow. Follow the yellow brick road, yellow. You can't white balance on the TV. There we go, white balance on the paper. Now look at it, and the TV will be off now. You need 2 different ones. That's just how it is. Cameras 101, courtroom 630. Professional news cameras, now he's irised all the way down, have an A and a B white balance generally, and you can set one for, if we're switching back and forth between settings like this, and the cameraman is struggling trying to get it right. Now we're irised way down. It's like having your eyes mostly closed. And back up. This'll do. We've righted the ship as far as the leaning camera tripod as well. Denisha, thank you very much. Nate did tweet out again this morning that he's actually starting the 8 to 12 hour surgery. It's a long one. He's in right now. Did ask for prayers. I saw, I think his original tweet announcing that where he thought was going in on, I think, Sunday or something. When he thought he was going in, that tweet, just asking for, some thoughts, his direction, got like 630,000 likes on Twitter. It spread so far that news agencies started reporting on his tweet, because it was that viral. So Nate the lawyer is who we're talking about. Sloth Life says, Recovery Addict, although you don't like it, could you please encourage our wonderful viewers to support you by hitting the like button? And Katie Bug and I will gift memberships. Someone has to cover for Josh. There we go. Sloth Life, thank you very much. I love that you got your name back. Thank you. Sloth Life and Katie Bug apparently are planning on giving out some memberships if you guys will click the like button. So we've got about 566 right now. It'd be great to have just a couple more. Love to get to 1,000 each day. That would be wonderful. All right. We're up to about 600 now. That's really cool. Just shy, just over. Evangeline Light says, I'll give out a few if we hit 1,000, if we can do it. JMR, thank you for clicking it. Everyone else is a slacker. May we approach, gifted a membership. Thank you, may we approach. Appreciate your generosity. If you all get us to 1,000, I won't have to bother you guys all the time to click the like, says Camilla. Appreciate your support, Camilla. Thanks for the reminder. I'm sorry, did someone say that Nate Eaton? No, not Nate Eaton. Sorry, Barb. Nate, the lawyer, is currently undergoing brain surgery for a large tumor. Nate Eaton did an interview with a judge that was just so laid back and casual and I don't know, it was fun to watch. I like watching Nate work. I've always liked his style. So two different Nates. You gotta keep the Nates straight. Jennifer Adams just gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Jennifer. What does it mean when you gift a membership? Scotty Brown, what happens if you look in chat? Some of the names are green and some of the names are gray. The green names are names that either have purchased or been gifted a membership, which allows them to access emojis, custom emojis for the channel. It gives them a courthouse that appears by their name, and the courthouse changes color as additional months of membership accrue on their accounts. And it allows them to control a couple commands, a couple in chat where you can be welcomed in and take a seat, a virtual seat in chat. But really, it's a way to support me as a creator. That's what it's there for. We don't require. To this point, I have not done any members only videos. I'm supposed to do one. My YouTube person is hounding me to make a members only video. And now she won't let me participate in the latest YouTube creator group unless I make one. So I do have to make a members-only video, which will basically be, hey, thanks for being a member. That's it. So that I can be in this next group of helping improve my channel. But that's what it is. It's a way to just be a part of the community and be recognized a little bit and give support to the channel. So I appreciate every one of you, whether it's a gifted membership or not, or just if you're just here. Love that as well. Thank you very much. Peter Tupperware gifted a membership. Thank you. Thank you. Do a metal detecting video. Members only. Does making salsa with Mrs. Ari count? No. Members only would be a video that only people in green could watch. Like no one else would know. Well, I guess you'd know, but you couldn't watch it because you're not a member. I've never liked that. I've never liked the forcing someone to pay to participate. So it's never been something that's been a part of my channel. It's just we haven't gone that way. Rachel B. gifted a membership. Thank you. That one went to Quilting and True Crime Addict. Welcome, welcome. Now I want to make salsa. We're going to be coming back to court here in just a moment. The judge is already just about 3 minutes late. Yeah, it doesn't force anyone to pay. It just turns your name green for a month, and you get the benefits as if you had paid. And then after the month is over, you just go back to gray. But that month that you were gifted a membership is permanently on your account. So if you were to either purchase or be gifted
Court of Cobb County back in session.
that would be the second month. So.
Thank you. Everyone, please be seated for me.
Invest now, greeners. You're welcome. Here we go. Josh. There's good news and there's bad news, right? Josh, thank you. Hope you're doing better. Do get better. Don't worry about it.
Back on the record for the state of Georgia versus Matthew Scott Lanz, 229-00922. All parties are present. State, are you ready to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Detective Peter Dwyer.
Yes, there are some of you that support the channel through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Thank you very much. It all makes it possible. And some of you support the channel just by being here. And thank you for that as well. Automatic Gal gifted 5 memberships as well.
You'll raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Thank you. Please be seated, and once you are seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
Detective Peter Dwyer, Peter Dwyer.
Great, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Dwyer, how are you employed?
I currently work for the Sandy Springs Police Department.
How many years have you been with Sandy Springs Police?
I started in 2016, so just under 10.
And what is your role with Sandy Springs Police?
I currently am assigned to Criminal Investigation Division.
As a detective?
Correct.
How many years total have you been in law enforcement?
It's going to be just under 13 years. I started with Fulton County Sheriff's Office.
Wonderful. And you're post-certified?
I am.
Excellent. I want to draw your attention to November 19th of 2021. Were you with Sandy Springs Police Department at that time?
I was.
And did you have an occasion to get called out to 90 Cameron Glen Drive in Atlanta?
It's the Sandy Springs address, but yes, I was made aware of an incident that occurred there.
Okay, and at that time when you were made aware of that incident, were you in some sort of training?
I was in a training class at Roswell.
Okay. Did they ask you to respond to the scene?
That's correct. My supervisor requested me and another detective leave training and respond to the scene due to the nature of the incident.
Once you responded to the scene, where was your attention drawn, or what did you start to do?
I was first responded to headquarters where we received the assignment to go see if we could locate the suspect's vehicle. We were made aware one of our officers had been injured in an incident, and that the suspect's vehicle would be parked nearby.
Were you given information as to the make and model of that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, and do you recall what type of vehicle it was?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
That's okay. Where did you start your search for the vehicle?
I believe I started somewhere in the neighborhood where the incident occurred, and I kind of worked my way out.
Okay. And why is it that, I guess explain for the court what type of investigation you held in trying to determine where this car was located?
Sure. At that time, I was assigned to the street crimes unit where we track pattern criminal activity. And we had a rash of burglaries at that time. We were also working. And so I believe more than likely those burglars were used for parking in streets nearby and crossing through woods to get to homes.
Okay. So did you think that the incident you were responding to was potentially related to this other string of burglaries that you were working?
Initially, yes.
Okay. Obviously, in the end, did it have any relationship whatsoever?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Nonetheless, because you were working this other string of burglaries, where did you conduct your search?
So I ended up conducting my search along the Northside Drive, just off Interstate 285. The woods in that neighborhood backed up to that area, and they were pretty decent-sized woods, but I believe it was possible that the suspect could have gone to the woods to get to those homes.
Slow down just a little bit. Thank you.
And is that kind of what you had seen with this other string of burglaries, is walking through woods to a different location to where they would park their vehicles?
Correct.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State 675 and previously shown to Defense Counsel. Have you seen this map previously?
I have.
And did you recognize the map?
I do.
How is it that you recognize the map?
This is the western edge of the city of Sandy Springs.
And does it include both the location in which you found the vehicle as well as the incident location?
It includes both.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of that area and those two addresses?
It is.
At this time, State moves to tender State's Exhibit 675 into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, State 675 is admitted.
And may publish.
Yes.
And that little screen in front of you should be showing the same image here. So what is this highway that we see kind of in the center of the picture?
It's labeled a perimeter, but that's Interstate 285.
Okay. And then you mentioned New Northside Drive. What was the exact address of where you ended up locating the suspect vehicle?
It would have been right next to 5665 New Northside Drive. There's a small cul-de-sac that I don't think is in. It would have been right next to 5665 New Northside Drive. There's a small cul-de-sac in that area where it starts where the woods begin, and the vehicle was located along that area.
And how close is this 5665 New Northside Drive to the 285?
It's right off the interstate, right? I mean, less than a quarter mile.
Okay. Now, if you were to be on foot, are you able to walk more directly from 5665 New Northside Drive to 90 Cameron Glen Drive?
Yes, if you cross through the woods.
Okay. Now, we also see that there's this little body of water here. Is that something that you can just kind of hop over?
I believe it's a creek. I don't remember the size of the creek, though.
Now, when you found this vehicle, and let me back up. Did the vehicle that you did it match the vehicle that you were looking for?
Yes.
Was it the same make, model, and license plate number?
Yes.
All right. Were you able to determine whether the vehicle was able to be operated?
No, it looked like it appeared to have been abandoned or left there at that point.
And so what did you do?
I requested our tow truck company, which is Ayden, and I just kept watching the vehicle until the tow truck company responded.
Did you enter the vehicle in any way before it was towed?
No.
Once the tow truck arrived on scene, were they able to attach the vehicle to the tow truck?
I believe so, yes.
And where was the car towed?
It was towed to police headquarters.
Did you follow the tow truck?
I did.
Once the vehicle was then at police headquarters, was it kind of turned over to a different detective for getting a search warrant and searching the vehicle?
That is correct.
From there, after you followed the tow truck to police headquarters, where did you go?
I responded back to police headquarters, obviously, with the vehicle, and I was requested in North Fulton to sit with the accused.
And when you say North Fulton, is that a hospital facility?
Yeah, North Fulton is a hospital up in the city of Roswell.
So at that point in time, was Mr. Lanz already at the North Fulton Hospital?
That is correct.
Now, when you're at a hospital, are you even able to get any information as to what drugs someone may be prescribed or given during their stay?
No, they don't typically give that information out.
Nonetheless, did you stay at the hospital until he was released?
I did.
Was he released that same day?
He was.
From there, were you part of the transport team that was responsible for Mr. Lanz?
I was.
From the hospital, where did you transport him?
He was transported to Sandy Springs Police Headquarters.
Was that for purposes of the interview?
For an interview, and then so we could pick up paperwork to transport to jail.
And then once you were at headquarters, did you stand by at headquarters?
I did.
Were you intimately aware of or watching all of his interviews?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Nonetheless, were you asked to just stay there until all the police interviews were done so that your team could have him transported to the jail?
Yes, we stood by until we were requested to finish the transport to Fulton County Jail.
And who else were you with that day?
Detective Donaldson.
And is that D-O-N-E-L-S-O-N?
D-O-N-E-L-S-O-N, that's correct.
So after he was through at headquarters, were you and Donaldson responsible for getting him safely from headquarters to the jail?
That is correct.
And that jail was that in Fulton County?
That is Fulton County Jail, correct.
Did you put him into the patrol car?
Yes.
Whose patrol car was he inside of?
He was transported in Detective Donaldson's patrol vehicle.
He was transported.
In Detective Donaldson's patrol vehicle?
And was that patrol car equipped with audio and video?
It was.
All right, is that the patrol car video that you've seen previously?
It is.
And prior to testifying, did you review the entirety of that patrol car video?
I did.
All right, and are you actually at least heard getting him into that vehicle?
Correct.
All right, and are you also then at the Fulton jail and assisting getting him out of the vehicle?
Correct.
And the timestamps of that transport, was that all accurate to encompass the entirety of the transport from when you put him into the vehicle until he was taken out of Donaldson's vehicle?
Yes.
All right, and is that all fair and accurate recording of his time inside Donaldson's vehicle?
Yes.
At this time, statement tender states 469 into evidence, which is the in-car video from Detective Donaldson's vehicle depicting Mr. Lanz.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
States 469 is admitted.
And may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Alright, will jump forward to 5 minutes and 48 seconds.
Nurse Kate, he just parked his car in the middle of the street and just walked away from it.
And before we get started, any responding voice that we hear, is that Detective Donaldson's voice?
That is correct.
All right. So for the record, we are starting this 5 minutes and 48 seconds into this vehicle. The timestamp on the video is November 20th.
Oh, now we're checking the internet.
2021. I apologize. At 1:29 a.m.
Parents because they don't know he's okay. The officer said you have to speak up. He said, never mind.
Did you see how close that neck shot was to brainstemming me? Bro, that shit probably should have just happened, on God. I'm just saying, bro, like, even though I know in my heart it was that justified observation, I still feel pain for knowing that there was a child or whatever in that lady's belly. Huh? I still feel terrible about knowing that there was a baby in that woman's body. Bro, is that true? Was she pregnant with twins? I'm just saying, dude, like, was the lady pregnant? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe.
He says he feels bad. He feels pain knowing that there were there were unborn twins in the baby's, in the mom's belly. She was pregnant.
Now, Detective Dwyer, do you recall whether you or Donaldson had any knowledge or intimate details of the County murders at that point in time?
At that point in time, I do not believe we did. I mean, we may have been aware Cobb County was at our police department, but I don't think we had any information on why or what it was related to at that point.
All right, now, I want to go back momentarily during any point in time from the time that you spent with Mr. Lanz at the hospital, the time you spent with him transporting him to headquarters, getting him into Donaldson's vehicle at headquarters, getting him out of the vehicle at the Fulton County Jail, during any of that time period, did you have concerns that he was under the influence, drunk or high, any indicators such as that?
I didn't have any concerns he was under the influence at that point. I mean, I assume at the hospital he gave him some type of pain medication, but he didn't seem under the influence to me.
Did you notice any sort of inability to walk or stand or falling asleep unexpectedly or anything along those lines?
No, I mean, he had followed instructions. He stood up. I mean, he walked into the jail on his own power. I mean, he didn't stumble. I saw no issue there.
Very good. And do you see Mr. Matthew Lanz in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you please point him out for the court?
He's sitting at the defendant's table wearing a neon, I think, green jumpsuit with longer hair.
Let the record reflect that he's identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
I don't have anything further. Thank you.
Great.
So
Attorney Barry, you may proceed with cross.
Thank you.
this ride was when? After the interview or before?
And approximately how far was it from where you found the automobile to the incident location, the home invasion?
Are you talking driving or as the crow flies?
Probably one who was walking. How far would that be?
I couldn't guess how far it was. I'm not very good at math, I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, under a couple miles though, under.
And you indicated that there was some damage to the vehicle?
Well, I don't recall if I indicated that or not. In my report, did I?
Yeah, what was wrong with the vehicle that was abandoned?
It just appeared abandoned on the side of the road.
Okay. No damage to it? Didn't know whether it ran out of gas, it was just abandoned?
Not that I recall, I don't recall.
Now the video that we just saw started at 5:48. Was there any conversation before 5:48?
I was not present in that vehicle, I was following directly behind.
Okay. But you listened to the video, you didn't?
I did.
Was there any conversation that you heard or you gleaned from
I
that
don't recall any
video?
conversation prior to that.
Okay. What about after 8:42? Did you glean any conversations after 8:42?
I believe he questioned, once we entered the jail complex, he questioned whether it was jail or prison. And I think that was the extent of the conversations.
Okay. Did you ask him any questions during any of the time he was there?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And did Officer Donaldson, did he ask him any questions either?
I didn't hear him, Detective Donaldson ask any questions.
All right, thank you.
Is there any follow-up or redirect?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
May this witness be excused?
Yes.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Detective Dwyer, you're excused. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Stay safe. State, you may call your next witness.
State calls Detective LeVan Mason.
Might be a little chilly there in the courtroom. Is it cold in Georgia?
If you'll raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Have a seat for me. And once seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
First name is LeVan, L-E-V as in Victor, A-N. Last name is Mason, M-A-S-O-N.
I'm guessing he's with the
You may
police.
proceed.
Great
Any
voice,
agreement?
though, too.
Detective, how are you employed?
I'm currently with the Cobb County Police Department with the Technology-Based Crimes Unit
How many years have you been with the Technology-Based Crimes Unit?
since 2014.
And how many years total have you been law enforcement?
22 and change, I guess.
22 years?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you're post-certified?
Yes.
What are the primary job responsibilities as a detective with the technology-based crimes unit?
Just handling most of what the devices that come to us and just getting digital evidence from, be it phones, computers, video surveillance, just where digital evidence is needed for cases.
Wonderful. What is, since we'll be talking about phone extractions, that's where I want to focus. What is a phone extraction?
It's, well, if we have a cell phone that's brought to us, we use proprietary software and hardware to interface with the phone and make copies, basically, of the information that's on the phone as it's brought to us.
And is some of that proprietary software Celebrite?
It is.
All right, and is Celebrite approved by industry standards?
Yes.
And what specifically does Celebrite do?
It goes, well, it interfaces with the phone and basically makes a copy of the file system on the phone and packages it in such a way that we can move it from point A to point B, and then we drag it into Celebrite software that decodes, parses everything out, and basically puts it in a format where you can see the categories of everything that's on the phone.
Very good. Have you received any specialized training specifically or certification with Celebrite to be able to use Celebrite for purposes of phone extractions?
Yes, I've been certified with Celebrite since, I want to say, 2015, just after joining you.
Wonderful. And how many extractions on average do you perform each month?
A month, probably in the teens.
Okay. And then over the course of your career, just a rough estimate of how many phone extractions you've performed?
I would say hundreds, possibly into the thousands, but hundreds definitely.
You kind of alluded to this a little bit, but how many steps are there, if we really just boil it down to layman's terms, how many steps are there in the phone extraction process?
You plug the phone into basically a data port. The software interacts with the phone, runs background algorithms that are proprietary to Celebrite to actually communicate with the phone and copy that data from it. And then after that, the data that's extracted goes into a proprietary file that only Celebrite's software can read. That file goes into their software, and then it parses everything out. So maybe 2 or 3 steps total.
And when that data is parsed out and put into a readable format through Celebrite, are you able to manipulate any of the data within?
No.
Okay, and is it an exact copy of the data that exists on the phone?
Correct.
All right, now, are there times that you're not able to get certain categories of data or what's called a full extraction?
Depending on what type of extraction you get, what type of phone it is, what type of, I guess, background programming that the Celebrite software actually interacts with the phone and what it's able to glean from that phone. That is correct, yes.
Certainly, when you have a brand new iPhone, is it harder to get full extractions from it?
Yes.
Now, is there anyone with your same background and certification through Celebrite able to repeat the steps that you conduct and achieve the same results or the same extraction?
Yes.
Now, once you've put this into readable format through Celebrite, what do you typically do with the phone extraction?
The phone extraction is usually, well, there's a report generated from it, which is the radio report that you mentioned that usually goes to the investigator or whoever's actually looking into the case so that they can look at the contents of the phone and see what's pertinent to their case. But we store the extraction itself and then generate a report that goes to the investigator so they can use that for the investigation.
Okay, very good. Did you perform 2 phone extractions in this case?
I did.
And the phones that you extracted, did you use Celebrite specifically to perform those extractions?
Yes, for both of them, yes.
All right, and were those the devices that belonged to Justin and Amber Hicks?
Yes.
All right, first I'm going to show you state 605 here, which has already been tendered and admitted. Was this Amber Hicks's device that you extracted?
Yes.
All right, and then state 606 again, which has already been tendered. Was this Justin Hicks's device that you extracted?
Yes.
And where did you actually get these devices from?
I responded to the initial scene after the incident was being investigated, and crime scene techs were working the scene, and they actually collected those phones from the scene and turned them directly over to me and transported them back to the office for analysis.
Okay. Was that for purpose of expediting this investigation?
Yes.
Right. Did you conduct this same process of plugging it into Celebrate, allowing it to extract the data and then put it into readable format that you previously described for the court?
Yes.
Prior to testifying, did you go back and look at your phone extractions for both of these devices?
Yes.
Right. Are those phone extractions the phone extractions that you performed on State's Exhibit 605 and 606?
Yes.
All right. And has anything been manipulated or changed?
Couldn't be. No.
And I was going to get to that. Can you even manipulate it and change it?
No.
All right, very good. So at this time, State moves to tender State's Exhibit 472 into evidence, which is on the master drive. That is Amber Hicks's phone extraction, as well as State's Exhibit 473, which is on the master drive and is Justin Hicks's phone extraction.
Any objection is to 472?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection is to Exhibit 473?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Exhibit 472 and 473 are admitted.
Now, in this particular case, did you personally go through the contents of those devices and they analyze the data found within?
No.
Was that
analysis, other than confirming that the phone was the phone that belonged to the person that we believed it belonged to.
Absolutely. Did you find evidence to confirm that it was in fact Amber Hicks's phone and Justin Hicks's phone?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Beyond that, did you provide the phone extractions to Detective Stannard to look at in detail and analyze?
Yes.
Right. Did that pretty much conclude your direct involvement in this case?
Yes.
I think that's all the questions that I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Attorney Berry, any questions for Detective Mason?
Just one question. Did you do anything else at the scene there on November the 18th?
There was, I did assist with some of the video canvassing with working different houses in the area as far as seeing if anybody had any video that was active and pertinent to the case.
Okay. And did you do any of the work on that after that were obtained from the various homes?
The video evidence that we did have was turned over to one of our other detectives that was basically analyzing the video data kind of en masse.
And was that Detective Smith?
Yes.
But your job at that point was collecting them and then giving them,
identifying who had video and actually getting it to a place where you could actually look at it. Yes.
All right. Did you do anything else in relation to the case?
There was a couple of other devices that were in the house that, well, it was kind of a search of the house to see if there was anything else pertinent to video that was in the house, but there was nothing else that was found that actually was capturing the video other than just gathering the phones.
All right. Thank you. Nothing further.
Thank you. Is there any follow-up or redirect?
No, thank you.
May this witness be excused?
Yes.
Any objection? Thank you. Thank you, Mason, for excused. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe. Right. State, you may call your next witness.
State calls Sergeant Jason Harder.
Raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat for me, and once seated, if you'd please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
Yes, ma'am. Jason Harder, JASONHARDER.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. Sergeant, how are you employed?
Cobb County Police Department.
And how many years have you been with Cobb County Police Department?
Since 2007.
And what is your current assignment?
I'm a sergeant with the Technology-Based Crimes Unit.
How many years have you been a sergeant over technology-based crimes?
August 2022.
And did you have previous experience with technology-based crimes?
Yes.
Right. And how many years prior were you a detective with technology-based crimes unit?
July of 2017 till, I believe it was March of 2022.
Very good. So a number of years, was that 8 years or so, working specifically with technology-based crimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as a sergeant with technology-based crimes, do you still have the skill set, and are you still responsible for performing things like phone extractions or forensic video acquisition and analysis when needed?
Yes.
Very good. I want to jump right in. We've heard a little bit about Celebrate, but I want to talk to you about Gray Key. What is Gray Key?
Gray Key is an advanced tool that came on the market about 2019 roughly, and it has the capability of performing advanced actions with various devices.
Is it similar in nature to Celebrate in terms of being able to extract data off of a phone?
Yes.
And are there times that you actually use both Gray Key and Celebrate?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain what the purpose would be in using both softwares?
With Gray Key is very specific on what it can acquire at that time, which was a file system. If you wanted to do anything with a SIM card, perform an advanced logical or anything like that, you had to move over to Celebrate to perform those extractions.
Okay. I'll jump right into this particular case where you asked to perform a cell phone extraction in this case.
Yes.
Okay. And how many cell phones were you asked to extract?
1.
Okay. And do you remember what type of device it was?
Apple iPhone.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 665. Do you recognize State 665?
Yes.
And how is it that you recognize State 665?
That is the item number as well as the physical device. Had a cracked screen and same as the photos I took.
I'm sorry.
Same as the photos that I had taken from our report.
And so is 665 the actual physical device that you extracted in this case?
Yes.
All right, state moves to tender State's Exhibit 665 into evidence.
An objection? State 665 is admitted.
And while, just to be clear, did you originally collect this evidence from where it was located?
No.
Okay. Was it provided to you for purposes of the phone extraction?
Yes.
And what was your understanding as to the owner of this particular device?
I believe it was the suspect in the case.
Is that Matthew Lanz?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, for this particular device, did you have to use both Gray Key and Celebrate?
We used Gray Key for the file system as well as Celebrate, I believe, for the SIM extractions.
And in using both of the software programs, were you able to obtain a relatively complete phone extraction from the device?
Yes, on what we could acquire.
And when you say
on what we could acquire. Sorry.
And when you say on what we could acquire, can you explain that a little bit further for the court?
When we talk about data collection, it's what's available at the time we're able to collect it. There used to be different extraction types where you can get the entire end-to-end data from a device, but that changed around iPhone 4, where it went to you can only get certain data sets from phones due to the developer securities and things that limited the tools that we had. So at that time, we're only able to do a file system.
Now, did you successfully extract the file system?
Yes.
And the file system that you did successfully extract, is all of that content true and accurate copies of what would be on the physical device itself?
Yes.
Prior to testifying, did you have an opportunity to look at the copy of your phone extraction that you performed?
Yes.
Okay. And were you able to confirm that that is a true and accurate copy of the extraction that you personally handled?
Yes, it was.
At this time, State moves to tender State's Exhibit 471 into evidence, which is Defendant Matthew Lanz's phone extraction, which is contained on the State's master drive.
Is there any objection to State's 471?
No, Your Honor, I had an opportunity to do that.
Thank you. Exhibit 471 is admitted.
Now, do you always personally go through phone extractions, or is it kind of a case-by-case basis?
Case by case.
In this particular case, what did you do after you extracted the data from Matthew Lanz's device?
Brought in a physical analyzer, generated a reader report, and provided that to the requesting detective.
Okay. Was that detective standard in this case?
Yes, it was.
Very good. I don't have anything further. Thank you.
Great.
Gonna try to sync up the
Attorney
audio
Berry,
just a little
any
bit.
questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor, no question.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Detective Hardy may step down, sir. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe.
Okay, as he steps down, I'm going to try to fix it. close. Denisha, I am so sorry to hear that news. We'll definitely be praying for you and your family.
Yes, of course.
Sidebar. Maybe it's a little early for lunch. It's only 11:24. The state said they're going to be done with their case in chief probably by 5 o'clock tonight, so regular finishing time. And a lot of people back in the courtroom today for the last day. It's good to see a few more smiles among the family members. This has been a difficult trial for sure. But lots of support.
All right, this looks like an appropriate time for us to take our lunch break. So we'll go to lunch now. We'll be back at 1 p.m. Okay, so not 1:30, but 1 p.m. We'll be back today. All right, everyone enjoy lunch, and I'll see you all at 1 p.m.
Well, I had just finished making the thumbnail for the afternoon session, and I had guessed 1:15. Apparently that was close, but not close enough. We were going to be back at 12:45, which will allow us to be here on time. Greeners was first in chat. Let me go ahead and get him pinned. And he got the whole word surprise in there. Pin message. There we go. All right. So we'll have a portal and jump to that. Josh told me that I shouldn't show this on the screen. My son just made me a whole bunch of macaroni and cheese. But I know, Josh, I don't want to show you that right now. What? What's he need?
Give me the mac and cheese.
Why?
It's not healthy, and I don't want chat to keep cheap. You like garbage.
Out you go. Out you go. All right. People are trying to steal my lunch. All right. We did not get to 1,000 subscribers. We were sort of close. Let me just see what the total was. 785, which is pretty good. But not quite there. Maybe we can do a little better in the afternoon. It's a little harder in the afternoon to do it because a lot of people, I think they eat lunch and they take a nap and they just go to bed, which I don't blame them for. 786, 793. It's going up a little bit. We're almost to 800 right now. Thank you for clicking the like button. This Aria is going to play trombone until we get to 1,000 likes. Greetings. It's funny. I used to play a game called, it was something about a trombone, and it was, you use the mouse on the computer to play the trombone. You have to like raise and lower the mouse to be the notes on the screen, which sounds pretty simple. It's pretty difficult. But I played that game. I got it, and I liked it so much the first time I played it. I pretty much just, what do they call it when you speed run the game? I speed run the game, and I played until I won the game. And then I don't think I've ever opened it since. I don't even know where it's at. It might be on like Apple TV or something. I don't know. Bree Roz gifted a membership. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Everyone hurry and like everyone, says Aurelia Julia. Thank you. We do not nap, says Sue. I do. If we do hit 1,000, which would take 171 more likes, there have been promises of a whole bunch of gifted memberships. So if that would, if you'd like that for yourself or others, now is the best time to accomplish that. We are very, very close. My dog bravely scared the Amazon delivery driver away by barking from inside the house. We'll be safe for another day. Sarah says, I'm napping right now. I love it. All right. I think we're not gonna wait for that. Well, tell you what, we have something to play. Let's do it this way. How are we gonna do this? I need this stopped or shrunk down. Hold, please. Let's bring this over here and put this up there. Minimize this. Now I need to open a file. We had a palette cleanser we're supposed to watch. Let's see if I can bring this in. Full screen. This is Judge Simpson. You guys hearing this? Not yet? Well, I have to hit play. That's why. All right, we've got a little palate cleanser on a case that we've been following in Judge Simpson's courtroom. If I can find my mouse. There it is. This is a landlord-tenant issue, which has been going on for some time. And it gets a little heated here, so let's give it a listen.
You too.
These are together.
Poison. Laurie Anderson versus Emrani Line.
Happy birthday, Brooke says. Happy birthday. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Okay. Ian.
Was this the right one? Yeah, this is it. Everyone's like, oh no, not this woman again.
Good morning. My name is Edward Mall, MAHLP 27115, appearing on behalf of plaintiff in case that ends in 3911.
Your name? Thank you. All right. So where are we on this case? 8.
This is the second hearing on the case that ends 3911.
I'm taking it down here. Right, but we've got a problem because there's this other case. Do you know about that one, counsel?
Yes, I've learned about that case. Our complaint had been dismissed, and Ms. Anderson does not wish to proceed on that case at this point.
That who?
Ms. Anderson does not wish to proceed on that case at this point.
Okay, but the defendant in that case didn't consent to the dismissal, and the court did not dismiss it.
But we're moving that it. Go ahead.
Question. Was there a counterclaim? I don't know about it.
She's moving to dismiss that case at this point. That case involved damages and violations of the lease other than rent. This case the second case involves purely unpaid rent. So she's asking to.
Which is the same as the other claims that were brought up.
Hold on. Got some audio issues. We'll back up and I'll bring it back to you. Okay, we're going to back up. Wait for it.
Which is the same as the other claims that were brought up in that case.
The other one was mainly for fraud. And I never got a counterclaim, so
Clearly, throughout the entire proceedings, she filed effectively what have been counterclaims and defenses to the actions and claims against you in the first matter.
What did I
am not dismissing the case. I made that clear the last time. I went through it with the parties. So to the extent, counsel, there is a motion to dismiss that case, it is denied.
We wish to proceed with the proofs as to the rent.
Here's the problem, and I explained this to Ms. Anderson the last time. Why would I permit a judgment in this case when rent has been paid and was part of the other case I just now didn't dismiss? Why would I do that?
there's rent that's due that is not paid. So that's why the second case was filed. And there's unpaid water bills, and there were other costs involved.
3 months rent, water bill, court costs.
All of that was being handled in the other matter. So, as I was here the last time, I don't understand why I have this new case.
It was for the unpaid rent because she hasn't paid September, October, or November.
Ordered escrow, what did you think was going to happen?
She hasn't paid it.
I said, are you claiming that in the last case there was no claim for rent?
The last case was for fraud.
Are you claiming that there was no claim for rent?
Yeah, there's claim for rent and.
Exactly. That case is still pending, which means the rental claims, which will go month to month, are still pending. And now I get a new case,
I thought you were gonna.
which just doesn't make any sense to me. At the last hearing, I told you it did not make any sense to me as to why it was filed. None whatsoever. And if you think what I'm going to do is take a new case, rule on that while the other case is pending, not going to happen. The other thing is there's a problem violation of the court rules because she has to give, and I don't think she did. Well, maybe she did. For whatever reason, I don't even know why one would do this. Is that 7-6? The other one ending in 2176. This one.
Yes.
All right.
And I believe that white file part of it. So 2 months.
So I don't understand why I have two cases.
Well, then let's proceed as the court wishes to proceed. Your Honor, you entered an escrow order in this case, was it?
Yes.
And I wish to advise you that.
In which case?
The first case.
The first case, okay.
I did.
It's not been paid for months of October.
What do we have as a escrow? Do we know?
3 months have been missed. So have been paid.
Miss Lyman?
Yes, I haven't paid the 3 months, but I have the 2267 going on this week, and October, November will be in by the end of this month.
By when?
By the end of this month.
My client just checked with the court clerk today, and there's only $6,600. That's 2 months rent.
I just said I will be paying the 2267 this week.
All right. Because it's an escrow order, the only thing that happens is I set it for an immediate trial if there's non-compliance.
Uh-oh.
We were at the point of getting a decision on the case. Are the parties going to be ready to try this in a couple weeks? Because I'm not trying it today.
Yes, we can be
Because
ready.
these pleadings are all out of order.
We can be ready to try it in a couple of weeks, yes.
Would you be ready?
Yes.
And you say you're going to have escrow cleared up by the end of this month?
Yes.
It's going straight to trial because that's
Second and 9th.
Yes.
Non-jury trial will be set December 9th, 2025, 9 a.m. on both cases. Why I'm ruling on the other one, I don't know.
Why I'm ruling on the other one, I don't know.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. That's it. That's the update. It's going to trial. A couple weeks.
Court does call the case of Lakestone Apartments versus
you have to leave. It's
Sartavia.
Your case is over now. So, non-jury trial. It's a bench trial. You don't get the right to a jury on your paying your apartment, your rent. So, all right. That was a fun little palate cleanser as we get ready to go to lunch. I will say that we are only 80 likes away from it raining memberships in here. If there are 80 of you out there, 79 now, who would just find it in your heart or on your mouse to click the like button. The easiest way to do that, if you're watching chat, is to sort of exit chat, go back to the main video, the channel, and just hit the thumbs up button, make sure it's filled in, and then you would get a bunch of memberships just showering down on your heads, which is good. So, I mean, I guess I could like the stream. I'm one of them. I don't think I have. Sorry, I'm setting a bad example. Just 1 second. Let's see. Will it let me? I'm watching. Hang on. Yes, I was one of them. I apologize. Much higher now. Francis Fitzgerald gifted a membership. Thank you very much. How dare you, says Camilla. We're 978. I could put it on the screen, the live count, but it takes a bit to put it together, and I would. We need 19 more. 19 more. Mariner Mom, congratulations. 13 months. Woohoo. Been watching way longer, though. Yes, love it. Love it. Thank you. 12 more. Can we have 12? There's a buffer sound. Doctor won't let. It probably won't let him gift memberships. Says no. Stay off your phone. You're supposed to be resting, Josh. 999. And we just hit 1,000. They did it. We did it. Thank you very much. Now we can get ready and go to lunch. When we come back at 12:45, which is just an hour from now, we're going to continue the hearing out of Georgia, which we've been with. Oh, wow. They've started already. That was quick. Sloth Life just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much. Gidge, another membership there. Kimbers, Ohio gifted a membership. Wow. Oh, no. Hey, this is going. You guys are. Let's see where we are. Kimbers, Ohio, thank you very much. Just Stephanie gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Just Stephanie. Katie Bud gifted 5 memberships. I told you, it's raining in here. Red Pen gifted 10 memberships. Thank you all. You guys are amazing. No lunch for RA. No, we have to go to lunch. All right. Unrulia Julia gifted 5 memberships as well. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you all for your generosity. Congratulations to the recipients. Karate Cat Mom, thank you very much. A Ginger Snaps Out of It gifted 10 memberships. You're amazing. All of you are wonderful. Thank you so much, not just for the memberships to each other, but the support of the channel. It makes it all possible, and it's lovely. It's beautiful. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again. We'll be live at 12:45, so an hour from now. Grab some lunch. We'll be back in court. We'll be watching the wall until then. But I will say, there is, if you watch chat, there are a number of our community who are going through some hard times right now. Please keep them in your mind. We've got Denisha, we've got Josh in the hospital, we've got Nate the lawyer, and many more. So please keep the thoughts and prayers for them. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful lunch. We'll be back in a little bit. Love you guys. Bye.